Good morning, students. Welcome back to our study of Standard 10 Science and Technology Part 1, Chapter 3 Chemical Reactions and Equations. I hope students you're enjoying our voyage through chemical reactions and equations. Till now, you have studied combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, exothermic reaction, and endothermic reaction. Students, you must have observed that in our day to day life, we see many chemical reactions taking place in and around us. Some reactions take days, months, or years to take place. That is, they are very slow reactions like rusting of iron. Whereas some reactions take place in a fraction of a second. For example, explosion of fireworks. This means the rate of reaction is different for different reactions. Now, what do you mean by the rate of a reaction? In order to measure the rate of a reaction, we need to measure either how fast the reactants are being used up or how fast the products are being formed. Because faster the rate, faster the reactants will be used up and turn into products. So, the rate of reaction or the speed of reaction is defined as how fast or slow a reaction takes place. Reaction rate has to do with the speed of a substance's particles. So, the faster the particles are moving in a chemical reaction, faster reaction rate will be, and the slower the particles are moving, the slower will be the reaction rate. Now, there are certain factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. So, in this video, we will try to understand the factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. Now, what are the factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction and why they affect it? So, there are 5 factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. They are: first, concentration of reactants in solution. Second, pressure of reacting gases. Third, surface area of solid reactants. Fourth, temperature. Fifth, presence of catalysts. But before we look at these, we first need to understand how they affect the rate of a chemical reaction, and to do that, we need to understand collision theory and activation energy. So the two things, that is collision theory and activation energy, will explain how a reaction happens in the first place. So a chemical reaction can only happen when reacting particles collide with each other. In the figure you can see two particles, one shown by green color and one by red color. So if these are the two reactants, these two particles are the reacting particles and they need to collide in order to react with each other. The thing is, not every collision leads to a reaction. These particles, when they collide, need to have enough energy to cause a reaction. So, they not only need to collide with each other, they need to have sufficient energy. The minimum amount of energy the particles need to react is called activation energy. So, there are two ways that we can increase the rate of a reaction. We could either increase the frequency of collisions or we can increase the energy of the reacting particles. If we do either of these two things or both, we can then increase the rate of a chemical reaction. So children, now let us see how the different factors affect the rate of a chemical reaction. First, let us try to understand how the nature of reactants affect the rate of a chemical reaction. For that, let us perform a simple experiment. Take potassium and sodium. Potassium reacts more vigorously than sodium when put in water. Now, why is this so? Take a trough containing water. Put a piece of sodium, light yellow colored solid, in the trough of water. It reacts vigorously, wandering in the water, and disappears after some time, for example 1 minute. So 2Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. That is, sodium reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Now, again take a trough containing water and put some potassium, that is light pink colored solid, in the trough of water. What will you observe? Potassium reacts more vigorously than sodium and disappears after some time, for example half a minute. This means potassium reacted more vigorously than sodium. Why is this so? This is because the electropositivity of potassium is higher than that of sodium. So you see how the nature of the reactants affect the rate of a chemical reaction. Same experiment had been performed. Potassium in water and sodium in water, but potassium reacted more vigorously than sodium. Now let us see how surface area of the reactants affect the rate of a chemical reaction. So, increase in the surface area of a solid increases the frequency of collisions. That is because there will be more surface area exposed. Let us take the example of this cube. If I split this cube in half, I have increased the surface area because now there is this whole surface which is now exposed, and it is the same on the side of the other half. So splitting this cube in half hasn't changed the overall volume. The volume is still the same. I haven't added any material and I haven't taken away any material, but I have increased the surface area by cutting this cube in half, because I have been able to expose more of the surface of this material, and the more exposed surface area you have, the more likely a collision can happen, because now there are more places for a collision to happen. There is a hole of the surface here where things can collide with it. So by cutting it in half, I have increased its surface area to volume ratio, and that will increase the speed, that is the rate of a reaction, due to a higher frequency of collisions. So, increase in surface area increases the frequency of collisions and hence increases the rate of a chemical reaction. So, I hope you have understood how increase in surface area increases the rate of a chemical reaction. Now let us understand the effect of concentration of reactants on the rate of a chemical reaction. Let us perform a simple experiment in which hydrochloric acid is poured on marble chips. So you can see two cases, case 1 and case 2. In case 1, concentrated hydrochloric acid is poured through thistle funnel into marble chips taken in the conical flask. Colorless gas of carbon dioxide evolved vigorously and collects in the gas jar. Now dilute hydrochloric acid is poured through thistle funnel into marble chips taken in the conical flask in case 2. A little amount of carbon dioxide is formed and collects in the gas jar. In case 1, number of reactant molecules is high, hence number of collisions are also unlimited. In case 2, number of reactant molecules are less, hence number of collisions is also limited. This can be explained by the collision theory. An increase in the concentration of reactants leads to an increase in the frequency of collisions, which increases the rate of the reaction. Now let us understand the effect of pressure. When the pressure of the reacting system consisting of gases is increased, the volume will decrease, resulting in an increase in the concentration of the reactants. When the concentration of reactants increases, the rate of the reaction will also increase. Increase in pressure increases the speed of the reaction. If the total volume of reactants and products are same, then the pressure has no effect. Increase in pressure increases the speed of the reaction only if the volume of the products is less than the total volume of the reactants. So in order to understand the effect of pressure, let us perform a simple experiment. Take 1 volume of nitrogen molecules and 3 volumes of hydrogen molecules in a closed vessel. When high pressure is applied, piston moves downwards and molecules of N2 and H2 come very close. So N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Concentration increases and collision also becomes effective, leading to the formation of ammonia very easily. Now, effect of temperature. At low temperature, the molecules which possess sufficient energy to bring about chemical reactions by collision are very few in number. When the temperature is increased, the velocity of molecules will increase and there will be many more molecules which possess energy greater than the threshold energy, resulting in the formation of activated complexes. So, at higher temperature, the reaction rate is faster than at a lower temperature. Effect of catalyst. A substance that alters the rate of a reaction without itself undergoing permanent change is called a catalyst. In a chemical reaction, before reaching the equilibrium, activated complexes are formed. The molecules should have a certain minimum amount of energy called activation energy to form the activated complex. Often this energy is so high that very few molecules can reach that level. When a catalyst is present, it offers another easier path for the formation of the activated complex. The catalyzed route requires only a lower threshold energy. In the manufacture of ammonia, iron is used as a catalyst and it increases the rate of the chemical reaction. So I hope you have understood the effect of different factors on the rate of a chemical reaction. So your assignment for today is state the factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. I repeat, state the different factors that affect the rate of a chemical reaction. Thank you.